Why am I having such a hard time creating content as a Gen X woman, especially personal content? This video today is going to be about my personal struggle as a content creator after doing online digital work for 6 years. Video is going to be about my personal struggle of doing content creation, especially as it relates to my personal journey as an intuitive and spiritual content creator. My name's Carrie, and I'm an intuitive and guide and a teacher. On this app, I do a lot of readings and coaching. And I had this reflection this week. My normal content is very focused on doing readings for other people, providing guidance and insight. But my internal being, my intuition has been leading me to do more personal sharing and talking about my own path and things like that. And I have found myself feeling as though I am running dry of information and ideas, and that it feels not as natural. It doesn't flow for me as much. Now, this is really unusual because I am a healer, I'm a teacher, and I hold space for people to go through their growth and transformation. So I hope during this video, it's going to provide you just with these aha moments, maybe yourself, maybe my journey will help you get some clarity and insight so you can feel more comfortable on your path. As I'm having this realization this week, I suddenly started to realize, even though I've done a lot of personal work on myself, a lot of healing, a lot of development, I am still a Gen Xer. I am still someone who grew up under the understanding that you served others, that even if you were motivated and very driven in your studies, your career, you didn't talk about yourself as much, that your focus really was on helping other people. Even if you were a progressive mindset, like in my case, I had very open parents, they were very supportive. And I grew up in a place that was a place of progress and open mindedness in California. But still, it was not natural for us to talk about ourselves and to really put forth a lot of information about ourselves. We were still focused on serving others, helping other people, even if we were really driven in our careers. And that's the contradiction because some point along the way, the generation behind us was able to share more of who they were, their journey, their struggles, things like that. And so what we're missing is our own personal path, our own personal journey. And I'm really convinced, especially as a woman, but maybe if you're a man, you can also identify with this, why it's so hard sometimes to come up with content ideas unless it's about something that we do, that's something maybe technical or something we've learned or something that we've demonstrated competency in. But if it's about us and our journey and our struggles and things that are more insightful, sometimes we just don't have that repertoire within us. We don't have that information. So, something I want to share with you that's been occurring to me, and I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments if this has been your experience. And also, let's do this together. What I've been getting intuitively, and also I say from my spirit guides, is to start doing more inner reflection and then get comfortable little by little about talking about the process. This is one step today. The fact that I'm opening up and being vulnerable about my journey, and I'm not coming from the place of being an authority on the topic I share about. So, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be journaling more of my daily musings, my insights, my reflections. I really realize that I just put a lot of the things I go through under my personal topic, which stays really within me. I don't even share those with dear friends or my husband or my family. I just figure it's me. But more and more, I realize, especially with the work I do, how much it is needed to talk about my human experience, how the things I struggle with come up and how I deal with them, how I feel challenged, and how it is even being a content creator on YouTube as a 61-year-old and the struggles that feels like, dealing with my identity, trying to find an authentic voice. These are all real things that we're growing through. And so journaling is going to be the first place that I step up. The other thing I would really suggest that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing more with supportive people that I know are probably going through the same thing as me. So, one of those is being here with all of you. And if you resonate with this content, please let's do this together. But also, of course, I have several dear friends that I'm in this space with that also do the work I do, who I know would be more than supportive of this process. I think it's that thing, especially when you're someone of authority or you're trying to project that you don't want to come across as being fallible or perceived to be not strong or weak. And you certainly have a sense of grace and not wanting to show something that would, especially publicly, make you look bad in a certain light. Well, that's just a fallacy. That's a myth. That's something that I think all of us should be getting over. And that is the beauty, of course, especially of YouTube, is being able to share your journey, your path with others so that they can also grow and get insight and feel understood and that they're not alone. And I think that's the beauty of this journey. I know for me that when I see other creators, especially people that are my age, like in their 50s and 60s, both men and women, and they're talking about their struggles and how they overcame them, and then how also they're doing YouTube channels in this case, or anything else on social media where they're coming out and being themselves and sharing the path. For me, this is what it's about. And especially because I am a healer, I'm a spiritual creator, right? I don't want to just dictate to people what they should be doing. I want to be living it and I want to be sharing that and I want to be giving insights. So these are the main topics that I've been wrestling with. I'm really hoping that some of you will share in the comments and be inspired as well to talk about this topic on your channels or with the people you care about and share your journey, share your everyday life, share your musings and your reflections. They're really important. And being at this stage in our lives gives so much help to others. And knowing that you have overcome struggles and can give that perspective, or even that you are still overcoming struggles, I think it's absolutely one of those things that can change someone's day completely and can make such an impression. And I know for me, when this realization hit me earlier this week, I felt such a sense of relief because I said, there's access to me. It doesn't matter what age you are, and it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. The continuation of your growth is really what's important, and understanding that you don't have to be perfect in order to do something. And especially when it comes to YouTube, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to put yourself out there and give it a try. I hope you come and visit me again on this channel. I would love it if you could like, follow, and subscribe if you found this motivating. I try to share my story now. That's part of my journey, but I also like to share any inspiration and guidance that I'm receiving from the divine. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.